Playing on a Budget is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the best Magic the Gathering singles and sealed retailer on the internet, GatheringMagic.com, your #1 source for Magic the Gathering news and content, and RogueDeckBuilder.com, my personal channel filled with innovative and entertaining Magic the Gathering rogue brews. Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 1 with the Devastating Whack deck. I think this is obviously a mulligan. We'll ship it back. This is risky. We have just an experiment one. I'm going to keep it and we'll scry anything away but a land. We have a bunch of Bushwhackers. Put the Striker on the bottom. I don't think we want to go to 5 with this card. And we do have a decent little start, at least with the experiment 1. And this is going to be one of our better matchups with Tron. A bunch of our cards are going to get above Pyroclasm, plus we have the haste. So this should be an easy matchup for us. Unfortunately, that is definitely not the card we want off the top, being a Mutagenic Growth. But we'll go ahead and get a Stomping Grounds here. And experiment 1. And then pass the turn. We do need to hit a land next turn. Otherwise, we're in terrible shape. He could Pyroclasm here. No, it just seems like he... Yep, he does Pyroclasm. So, we'll hit a Nacatl, but that is not the ideal play still. I would have loved to land there. As if he has natural Tron here. Just a forest. And there's the Oblivion Stone, which is good. It's decent. We're just extremely slow here. So I'm going to go ahead and attack in with the Nacatl. I guess going down to 5 probably would have been the correct play. But the deck only needs a few lands, 2 lands really, to optimally work. Ancient Grudge should find him his last Tron piece. Finds Expedition Map, which is almost as good. But if we draw into a red source, we can kick the... No, so we still will play just a Kird Ape. And attacking for 4 here. But it kind of puts him in a weird position, because next turn if we do draw a land, we can do quite a bit of damage and then just be like a lightning bolt away. Because he sacks the Expedition Map to go get the Urza's power plant, and that adds 5, but then he has to crack the Oblivion Stone. Yeah, that would have been nice 2 turns ago. So I don't think we use it now because he needs to crack. Which he'll do. So we do have to worry about like a Karn or a Wormcoil Engine here. So we'll let this happen. And I think we just go get the Sacred Foundry. And just play a Flinthoof Boar. But Karn, Wormcoil Engine, basically anything at this point is very, very difficult. Karn is actually not as bad because he has to, yeah, he's got to use it on the Flinthoof Boar, which allows us to, I think we just have to play a Goblin Bushwhacker. And pass the turn. But too many Bushwhackers in our hand. As now we can make us exile a card from our hand, and that's huge because it's puts Karn back up to a 7. And if this is an Ulamog here, I'm just gonna scoop. And that is an Ulamog. And so we will go on to the sideboard here. I will bring in Destructive Revelries. I think they're great versus Oblivion Stone Expedition maps. I don't think we care about the rest though, because I do want the damage. We don't need to bring in anything else. Tron, he was already running main board Pyroclasms. The Atarka's command I think is fine. It gets us around Wormcoil Engine. So I want to be able to be resilient versus... We could easily take out the bolts. Which I think is fine. I think everything else we want to have as much power as possible. And the bolt seems to be, to me at least, be the weakest link. The Kird Ape survive, the Nacatls survive. It'd be between that and like Foundry Denizen, but on the play, I'm still thinking Lightning Bolt is the weak link. So we'll submit this. Hopefully we can get adequate lands. A land any turn earlier I think would have been close to lethal, if not lethal. A turn 2 land would have been lethal by the time you could have recovered. Alright, so yes, we like to play first. And this is okay. We don't have the red source though. We do offer the Burning-Tree Emissary. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. And I think we just play a Dryad Arbor and call that good. Maybe I do want Experiment 1. Yeah, I still think, actually I think the Experiment 1 is probably the right play. Because we could draw into another land. And then basically have... Yeah, we do have to worry about Pyroclasm again. Perfect. Okay, so here we can go get a Stomping Ground. And here's where I have to make the choice. If I'd just rather go a Striker, which I think I'd rather just go a Striker and get in for 2. And now he's got to use a Pyroclasm. Because next turn we are swinging for quite a bit. So let's hope to avoid it. It's a green, which is good news. And a Sylvan Scrying allows him to search his land for a tower or a power plant. Or mine, I mean. Yeah, that's he has a tower power plant out. So I'm not sure we can do 18 damage on this turn. I don't think anywhere close unless we get a really good card here. So unfortunately the Dryad Arbor, though, is going to have Summoning Sickness. But we still have the Burning-Tree Emissary off of, and then we can give it haste. And that does pump up the Striker. So the Burning-Tree Emissary will hit, and I think we need to go for a Reckless Bushwhacker. And that's 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage. So now I'm wishing I would have kept in the bolts. A Wormcoil is pretty good here. A Karn is terrible. A Pyroclasm is actually really good here too. And he does have the Pyroclasm. But he doesn't have another land drop. And we do have the Nacatl that actually survives. Yeah, I think that we will play the Burning-Tree Emissary into a Nacatl. Maybe I should have just gone Nacatl. This makes us survive versus Karn. But yeah, Wormcoil would be the rough card. We need to find like one of the Destructive Revelries in response to a block. Because the 6 damage is huge here. Still can't kick the Reckless Bushwhacker. So let's play the Striker. But, I mean, he could have a ton of different cards in hand here that can make him stabilize. Even attacking with the Wurmcoil Engine isn't bad. So close at 18 damage. There's this factor can bring out a chump blocker. He still has to have... A Karn would be decent here, too, because then he could get rid of one of my lands. See if he just swings in with the Wurmcoil. He does not. So we can still top deck into that Destructive Revelry. Wooded Foothills, so we could still surge it in. He blocks one, it gains a ton of life, and that's not enough. So we'll just pass. See what he does end of turn. Puts out a factory. I think at this point he needs to start attacking him with the Wurmcoil. Finds another tower. And he'll sack the expedition map. Which he already played land, so it's going to be another grove. And we should have cracked my land, I guess, because we just drew into a... that wouldn't have thinned out. The Wooded Foothills wouldn't have thinned anything out. But he'll make another assembly worker. So yeah, now he has enough blockers. So I think he does attacking with the Wurmcoil Engine. That'd be the smart play. Now he's going to do what Tron does best, which cycles through his deck. Sylvan's scrying. I already played another land this turn, so without the Eye of Ugin, this deck is a lot less consistent. Eye of Ugin here would have killed us. But he is thinning out. And there comes the Wurmcoil, which puts him back up to an 8, which is going to be really hard to push through enough damage with the assembly workers. But we will thin out our deck. Get his Stomping Ground. And a Sacred Foundry. And hopefully get that Destructive Revelry. Destructive Revelry, I don't even know if it will quite get the job done here. Well, there it is. So we can kill an assembly worker and then kick, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough damage. So we needed that a turn earlier. See what it ends up being, though. That puts him down to a 6. He probably has a Nature's Claim. Yeah, he does have a Nature's Claim for his Wurmcoil Engine, though. I think he should just killed his own guy there. And so that will lifelink it, but we can Reckless Bushwhacker anyway here. And attacking with everything. So another assembly worker comes out. And we lose, yeah, we do lose everything here. Except he keeps the lifelinker. And there's going to be no way I think we come back from this. We need like to hit another Destructive Revelry, but with the Urza's Factory is actually quite decent. Yeah, gain some more life. And we're dead next turn. All right, so Tron is actually a very easy matchup for the deck. With the Kird Apes and the Wild Nacatls and the Experiment ones that get above Pyroclasm. This is the Pyroclasm is not going to do nearly as much as what it did versus us here. And it's just usually just too quick for Tron. Anyway, we'll go on to the next match. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again and hope to see you soon.